Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. We got another great request video for you. This time Bnbrett 1376. He requested to see this MTH SD70ACe run. Now, I have not really featured this locomotive in one of my videos before. Let me move that camera down where it's not quite in the light, where the light ain't reflecting off of it so bad. But anyway, I have not really featured this engine in a video that much. Other than my Goodbye MTH video, which I did last summer. This engine really never has made an appearance on the channel, so I figured, since Brett requested to see this engine run, I thought it'd be a good idea to kind of let it come out and have the spotlight here and fulfill another request. There is quite an interesting backstory on this locomotive. I've had this engine for the better part of about, probably 11 years I've had this engine. These particular SD70ACes that MTH made are kind of a bit, they're kind of unusual locomotives. They have some quirks about them. These very first MTH ones, that I don't really know how to put it, but they kind of do hamper the model a little bit. It's a very smooth running model, very, honestly, a very nicely done locomotive. MTH really doesn't, I don't think, get a whole lot of credit for building a pretty solid engine. It is very, very nice looking. It's not what you would call, say, a scale train's rivet counter level locomotive. Of course, as you probably know by now, Scale Trains acquired the HO tooling from MTH. That includes the tooling for this locomotive right here, as well as the ES44, the Dash 9, several Jeep models, and several nice passenger locomotives too. But anyway, getting back to the story on this locomotive. These engines have some unusual, I guess you would call them flaws to them. One of which is these particular first run SD70ACes that MTH put out. They cannot be advanced consisted, meaning you cannot really consist this engine with other locomotives unless your DCC system has what do they call it, the MU feature. I know Digitrax, that's what they're called on the Digitrax systems. But you cannot actually advance consist them, which at the time I wasn't really worried about that, because I never really ran more than one locomotive on a train anyway. I really don't have the room for it. But as I joined the club a couple years back and whatnot, I could see this engine had some major weaknesses that really hampered it. But and another thing too, and we'll discuss this when we get into the sounds of the engine. Believe it or not, this locomotive does not have a dynamic brake sound to it. It has no function for the dynamic brakes, which is highly unusual. And why MTH didn't do that is kind of baffling, because every other sound system has a dynamic brake feature for these, really for all the locomotives that have the dynamic brake option on them. But that's really unusual that MTH omitted this. It does have 4 different idling sequences, and again, I could ramble on about that. Main thing is, I don't know why they had to put 4 idling sequences on there. That's just me. But My guess, I'm going to go back to the advanced consisting thing for a minute. My guess is the reason MTH didn't do that, they were banking on DCS, their own system, really taking hold in HO. That could be the reason they didn't do that, didn't put that feature in this locomotive the first go around. However, it became quite an issue, and about a year later, MTH re-released this locomotive with the ability to, with the decoder upgraded to be able to use advanced consisting. So, you know, yeah, and we could discuss that all day and all night while they did that. But the main thing is, it's still a very solid locomotive, very nice locomotive. It does, like I said, it does have some quirks to it that as I've gotten newer locomotives and whatnot, kind of makes me wonder why MTH did what they did with some of the sounds on their engines. The 710 prime mover sound on this locomotive, on the Pro Sound 2, is actually very good. You'll hear it here in just a minute, but it's very, very good. But anyway, I just want to share a little backstory on it and all that. But we'll get straight into running this engine. I've got the DCC system all ready to go right over there. So we're going to fire this thing up, and we're going to fill a request. Bnbrett wanted to see this engine run. By golly, we're going to run this sucker. So I'm going to turn the light off, and we're going to fire this thing up. And another thing, too, it does have other little quirks on how to fire it up. Most engines, F8, start them up. This particular locomotive, F3, actually starts this locomotive. So I'm going to hit F3. Well, it worked the last time. Come on. There you go. Okay. As you can see, the 710 prime mover sounds are actually quite good. Sounds pretty respectable. So we're going to turn the headlight, or turn the ditch lights on, if I can remember. Let's see, is that F6? F6, no. Let's try F5. There we go. And you saw the number boards come on. There's the ditch lights. We'll ring the bell, and that's going to be another thing too. These engines were equipped with E-bells, not steel bells, but listen when I turn the bell on. Yeah, that's a steel bell. That's incorrect for these locomotives. And we'll blow the horn. Not the greatest SD70ACe horn I've heard. Not the worst. And now we're going to move this engine, and you're going to see something really interesting. Uh-oh. Must have hit a bad spot on the track. Okay, we'll fire it up again. Let's try it again here. There it goes. And then we'll turn the bell on and blow the horn. And you notice it has flashing ditch lights, which is incorrect for BNSF. It is correct for CSX and Norfolk Southern, but really nothing I can do about that. I can't turn the flashing ditch light feature off on these engines. So. And another thing too, F6 actually controls the master volume. You can actually make it louder or turn the volume off depending on how many times you press the button. So, yeah. We got a nice little train here, a couple cars I dug out. Got a CB&Q caboose, that's always nice to have. But, you know, like I said, it's far from a perfect locomotive, but it's also, you know, detail and performance-wise, it's actually a very solid locomotive. The sound decoder, though, it's a little bit left to be desired, in my opinion. But, you know, it's okay. I mean, I still like to drag this engine out every once in a while and run it. There's that CB&Q caboose. So, yeah. So, Bnbrett 1376. Hope you enjoyed this little video. Dragging out a pretty cool locomotive and fulfilling your request there, buddy. So, I hope you enjoy it. We'll watch it go around one more time. There she goes. Got a couple of refrigerator cars, got an Atlas hopper, and there's that caboose again. Really, really nice. One last time. As it comes around, we hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the little backstory on this locomotive. So, like I said, if you got any requests out there to see a locomotive or a certain freight car I got to run, be sure to drop it in the comments section. We'll see if we can fulfill that request if I have it. So, yeah. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care, everybody.